Okay, it's 4:30.
All right, call the meeting to order. Pledge of allegiance, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right. Papers. Do I hear a motion to adopt this afternoon's agenda?
I make a motion to adopt the agenda for February 2nd, 2023.
A second? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried, and agenda is adopted. Budget discussions?
Okay, so I've got on the table there, the highway budget didn't change at all since our last meeting. And the only thing that changed on the general government budget are the monthly, I told you that I got a quote to update the computer system in this office, different softwares, which is $350 a month. So I've added that onto page 2 under town offices, the last line, town. It used to just say town website but I've added town website and software so it's gone from $700 to $4,900. And that's the only number that's changed since our last meeting.
Most of the budgets are basically salaries and insurance increases in them.
Yeah, if you go through all of them, that's correct.
All right. And that puts our budget as a 5.62% increase
For the general government.
for the general government. Anybody have any questions on that?
And as I stated, the highway is the same as it was the last time we met. I haven't changed anything on that.
And that's mostly salaries and insurances.
We a little bit added, mostly we've got a little bit more money for repaving, for reconstruction of the roads. We've increased the salt budget a little bit. And then the other things are, Social Security and things of that nature.
And it also included putting in for the phones for them too, Paul.
It does, yeah.
I think that's why it went from 7.36 to 7.43, I believe.
Yeah, that was because of the phones and stuff.
Yep, that's on that's the very last line under other.
Let me get rid of this one then, so it doesn't get.
Sorry, I should have changed the date.
No.
And I just want to double check, I think we put that for maintenance, the Stonebridge in the 5,000, that was just a maintenance when we put it in, right? We decided to put the 3 buildings in, correct?
Yeah, it was, as we discussed, it's a starting point. And when the fire chief was here for one of those discussions, his ears perked up and he's advised me, there's a bunch of maintenance that has to be done on this building too. So it's a starting point,
Right.
to increase the maintenance, correct?
And the highway department budget's up 7.43%. Anybody have any questions?
It's not going to affect the new truck that they're looking at or anything.
Supposed to be under ARPA, isn't it correct?
That new truck is under ARPA.
The ARPA funds?
Yeah, that 750 is under the ARPA funds.
And we already have enough for the maintenance. That's not anything on this one.
It's not a 750, it's a Freightliner.
Oh, a Freightliner. Oh, yeah. About the size of a 750.
Yeah.
A little bigger than a 1 ton.
Good, it's a little bit off topic, but, that the one truck, the 1 ton that we have, they did find a wiring harness for the transmission. So that's good news.
Oh, good.
So we'll be able to get it. It's
So, I mean, there's a couple other things they found in the truck that needed some attention.
We're kind of hurting right now with our vehicles and our town garage. But any more questions on the budgets?
You asking the audience too, or just?
Well, yeah, we can ask the audience.
I just have, can you explain what's the phone thing with the highway department?
We've decided to give the highway crew allowances for their cell phones because they use their cell phones to communicate.
Yeah.
You know, when they can't communicate with the radios, or if there's something came up right now, and I would have to call, I usually call them their cell phone.
Okay.
They also have pagers, but at least for me, the first line to get a hold of them is try the cell phone. So it's an allowance essentially.
Okay,
for each
sure.
guy.
Okay. And the last meeting when we checked, like Joe and those, that's where the state's got all their numbers and like that too, right? For getting in touch with them.
Yeah, that's true. It's similar to, I have an allowance as well. To Carol's point, you know, if when the superintendent wants to know how the roads are, they call the foreman on his cell phone. So it's just a way of saying, acknowledging to the guys, hey, we know that you're using these things for, you know, some towns say, here's your town cell phone.
Right,
This is our first step to actually,
okay.
you know.
Yeah,
go to
you're
the-
acknowledging that they are incurring a personal expense.
Correct.
Correct.
On the
on the
job.
job.
Yeah, similar
On the
to
job.
the boot, we give them a boot allowance every year
Yeah.
too. So it's similar to that.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Anybody else have any questions on the budget? At this time, do I hear a motion to approve the general government budget and the height of the general government budget of $1,539,503?
I'll make a motion to adopt the annual budget.
Do I hear a second?
I will second.
Any comments or questions by the board? All in favor? Motion carried. We hear a motion to adopt the highway department budget at $1,016,937.
I make a motion to adopt the highway budget of $1,016,937.
Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Those two are adopted.
The only thing I'd like to add, if it's possible, these are approved and like that, in conjunction, in a way, with the budget. We had talked about in the town report where we have to show the wages for all town employees, of adding a line of showing what the health insurance is that's paid by the town, like other towns do.
You have to.
Do we have to vote to have that added, or?
We're that's what the plan is.
Okay.
Nisha was working on that report today, as well as the delinquent tax report today.
Okay.
About 5 or 6 meetings ago, I think we pretty much approved that.
We
to go
talked
on.
about it and like that. I just didn't know if we finally approved it.
I mean, I do. Yeah, I won't say anything
It's
else.
just a group, it's just a one number. It's not itemized or anything. It's just the number. That's what we talked about.
Well, I mean, the way I understood it was, let's take me, for example, Paul Donaldson, this is your salary. Paul Donaldson and family, this is what we pay for your insurance.
Right.
Is that what you're
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
That's
one
what,
number.
that's
It's not
what, the way I
yeah.
understood it.
Yeah.
So
But
everybody
I don't know what you mean
understands.
by itemized.
Well, we talked about like, yeah, doesn't mind.
Okay.
Like population, all that stuff we can put in that. It's just a matter of,
And that way everybody understands what everybody is truly worth.
it's a good
That's what
point
I
salaries, I think. Yeah.
Be as transparent as we can possibly be. The signing of the warning, with the petitions going on the warning,
I do have the warning here. I have to plug in the budget numbers before you can sign it. It includes a petition for the rescue squad. It does not include the bridge petition. In the packets here, I have letters from the state of Vermont regarding that bridge petition and letters from the town attorney regarding that bridge petition. In a nutshell, the state of Vermont said we already have a contract for the bridge with the construction company, and we're not breaking the contract. We're not amending the contract. And essentially, they opine that if they did have to delay, it would delay the project probably until 2024. And then we also I had the town attorney look at the petition and the state statutes and the Vermont Supreme Court decisions that essentially say that the decision for anything dealing with roads / bridges are select board decisions that cannot be, those petitions can't be challenged through a petition, is what their research has indicated. So our attorney has advised that we could put the matter on a ballot as an advisory vote, but he says we do not have to do that. And I think unless the board thinks otherwise, I don't think it should be. He opined he didn't think it should be put on the petition, and I don't think it should be put on a petition, but I'll leave it to the select board if you want to put it on as an advisory question.
May I add a comment?
hang on, please.
Sure.
I think we should keep it off if the board pretty much, a letter from the lawyer pretty much says a board makes a decision, which we voted on the bridge being a 2-lane bridge. That's how we had it built.
It's how
We
you had it
voted
designed.
by design. That's the design we voted on. And that vote, a select board's vote and decision can't be petitioned to be changed. Basically, that's what we found out. And the state of Vermont, if we do petition, if the petition does go on, and we're already in a contract, we would lose the federal funding for that job.
Well, I mean, it doesn't necessarily, the letter does not necessarily say we would lose the federal funding. Basically, the gist of the letter is we have a contract and we're sticking with our contract.
Then we would be in I would imagine it would be a breach of contract. And that's, then it goes into litigation.
So the question, I think the question that you wanted to ask, Jeff, is does the rest of the board want to put the petition on the warning as an advisory petition?
Or do you want to
I'm
leave it up?
making a motion that we do not put it on as an advisory.
I'll second it.
Do I hear a second? Any comments or questions by the board?
If we can get in both letters, Paul.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Now we'll come back because we were into the board. You have a comment? That's Robert's Rules of Order.
Oh, that's okay. I was partially involved with the petition. Excuse me. Mostly getting signatures, but I believe the way it was worded was, again, it was taken into consideration that we had a state contract, excuse me, and that they would probably balk because of the backlog of work that they do. So I think it was worded so that it would come to the town deciding to basically restripe the road to be, the bridge to be a 1-lane road versus a 2-lane road. And I think it was brought up because residents around the East Poultney Green and on Thrall Road felt that the select board did not listen to them during the public hearings. And they wanted to try once again to try to make it a 1-lane road. One, basically for safety, because it would slow down traffic. Two, because tourism is something that the town is focusing on to bring more people, bring more businesses into the town. And with your hiking, your bicycling, your snowmobiling, again, having wider breakdown lanes on one versus a 2-lane. And I would like to see his opinion on this. Just because, again, the people involved in writing this petition did quite a bit of homework on this. It's not something they did on the fly. It was, there was a lot of discussion going on as to how it should be properly worded. So I think if you've already done the vote, but I think to be respectful of the person who submitted that list of petitions, you really need to contact her and talk to her and explain.
And that was Jane.
That was Jane Williams, yeah. So I think it would be good to do that because again, you have people in that area that feel that they are not being listened to.
That's too bad.
So
That's
I'm just-
unfortunate because we do listen.
Well, I'm just
But
telling you
that's
what
right.
I've heard from the folks there. So, I think it's important that the communication stays open.
Right.
So I just thought I'd let you folks know.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you.
sure.
Okay. So we have the petition on the ballot for the rescue squad,
Mhm.
the tax exemption, and our 2 budget line items. We need a motion to sign the warrant.
I need to finish them. If you give me a moment, I gotta plug in those numbers.
It's not that we're not listening to them. It was a 2-lane bridge for years. The only reason it got downgraded to a 1-lane bridge, and I was on the board at the time, we had it inspected by
Yeah,
the state
well, I know.
engineers.
I was around, yeah.
And it wasn't because of a tragic event on the bridge.
Right, yeah.
It wasn't that at all.
Correct,
It was downgraded because the bridge was,
right. But
was deteriorating.
Mr. Chairman, if I could suggest that it's been voted on,
Yeah, moved on.
sometimes change is good though.
Yeah. A lot is changing in town.
My internet service.
What's your internet? They don't have the,
No, DSL.
The Zoom, I can zoom
they
in.
don't have the, what do you call it, fiber optics?
We just, the smart TV, and it's like, come on. Like, really? It's a good thing I love where I live because I feel like
You can't get smart TV.
I had the smart TV when I tried to put the game in because even now it's like, oh my God, if it like buffer if it doesn't, like you're kidding me. It's crazy. Yeah.
Buffering during the game.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Now that Fox took off,
So are you on Comcast up there?
in Fairpoint. So what happens is that from the other side, they get it over by Johnson's by the corner. They get it to only come so far. Ours comes actually from the fairgrounds across. So he told us, he goes, it's never going to get out there because it's going to cost you too much. He said, Johnson's, we all get together, could you pay? Because you couldn't pay enough. It'd be expensive to put all those.
What about satellite?
That's the one I just looked into. I did look into it.
Like DirecTV or
To
something?
see all that, but
What's the
I have to know
video
that-
that everybody's starting to go with and like that?
that's why I just checked in to see if it's worth it for me to get something like that for teaching because it's just crazy in the state of Vermont and you can't have high-speed internet everywhere. I worry about that even on the trails when you're up biking, when I have all my kids up biking and you're on the trails up there and you're like, something happens.
Yeah, you
That's what
could be
they're
on a
supposed to be
pickle.
working on with some
Yeah.
of this infrastructure money is.
Yeah, I'm getting some, I mean, Cajuns on it and I know Aaron went up there to see, so if something happens, he has an idea of where they are, but still, you can't use your phone to call. I can't even go up unless I get all the way to Pond Hill. Use my phone. My son had an accident. He was in high school coming down and had to get out of the car and walk up to the top to make a phone call because he had
Yeah, my wife and I were hiking up off of the Indusbrook Road. And we went on the other side of the road up towards the lake.
Yeah.
And that's a steep pitch.
Yeah.
But no cell service at all until you get to the very top.
Yeah, no, there's nothing. That's just crazy. I thought through COVID, they said that was a big thing. Like every place had to have it because if kids on our road had COVID, had to have, Zoom meetings and all
Right.
that, Google Classroom, they'd be out of luck.
Cheryl, there's a little bit of service by the snowmobile garage. You stand on the concrete
I
steps.
just have past your house. It will pick up if I put
We have a
something
little
in.
pocket.
Yeah, if I put it in and I send it and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll say not delivered and I'll wait and I'll send it one more time. It's a little bit of a window. It might go or it might not. It depends.
Little ping there.
Yeah.
You have to take your TV down there so that you can watch. Watch the game.
Those tough ones, yeah, Zoom meetings were kind of hard. I was like, oh, yeah. That was a big thing. But it's like, crazy.
And okay. So here's the warning on 8.5 by 11, and here's the same warning on 8.5 by 14.
So which one do you want us to sign?
Sign both of them, please.
Sign them both.
I have questions on the audit. Is that on there do we accept the audit?
I mean, that's a question to put in front of the voters. There's questions I have on the audit too that we've asked the auditor to clarify a couple things.
Okay.
Read
So
it.
we don't have to worry about that.
I don't think so.
Read them before we sign them, please.
Because I have a lot of questions on that audit.
Yeah, I have questions. Nisha had some questions that we've communicated them to the auditor. So if you have questions that I can pass on to the auditor,
Okay.
I'd love to have them.
I'll put them all together. I highlighted them in here
Okay.
and so forth, and hopefully in the future they can get us an audit a lot quicker than the week before we have
Yeah,
to do this.
Yeah, we were a little, Nisha and I were a little bit wondering what the delay was.
Right.
We're gonna need a motion to sign the warnings.
Oh, yeah. And just for the record, I got that letter from our attorney on Tuesday. So it's not like I've trying to surprise anybody.
Oh, no, I wasn't thinking of that at all, but I
We
just,
have to legally, as a board, we have to look at everything, all the legalities.
And I did have, the clerk do a double set of eyes on those warnings.
That's that one, Carol, and then read the one Cheryl has.
Same thing,
Same thing.
same exact thing.
Well, you want us to sign them both?
Yeah, because Betsy likes to post the legal one, I think, and for my town report, the other one is more amenable to the format.
Wait to sign to make sure Cheryl's.
Yeah, we gotta make a
reading.
motion to sign them
I've only
anyway.
been going over it with Betsy, so I had an idea of a lot of it said.
Do I hear a motion to sign the warning?
I think this, I'll make a motion to sign the warnings.
Do I hear a second?
I will second.
Any comments or questions by the board? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Borrow your pen.
Sure. Not bad for a left-handed throw, huh? Getting pretty good. I cut myself so much shaving on the right side now.
You want us to both sign?
Yeah,
One-
sign them both.
One's the two
One's,
pager.
one's for Betsy to put out, the other one's pretty much for our record.
I'll work on that this weekend, Paul.
Yeah,
Wrap it up.
that-
Just a paragraph, like,
that's fine.
I did something for the celebration, so I'll just do something like that.
Cheryl, I need my pen back.
Sorry.
Thank you.
I thought that would make, I thought,
Yeah, did you get the prior to the picture? Yeah, you took what I did too, but I thought she took and gave it to you. Did she give you a picture of it?
no, she didn't. I can put a picture in there.
I think it'd be nice to put either his, and that picture was the dedication of the fire truck, so I had the fire truck with Jenna and Katie there. So I took it for the purpose that it would be nice to have it in there.
Okay.
She took them, I know, that's why I said, okay, I won't worry about them, because I figured she was gonna take care of it. I said that would be nice for that.
Sign my name after 2 weeks.
She, Betsy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I took them too, she doesn't have hers, but I thought she took it for her. I said that would be a good idea, so I thought that's what her purpose was, but could be wrong.
Thank you.
Okay. Guess that's it. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul.